two vantage points in and over the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where just outside the city in eastern Philly, in Chester County, the search continues for convicted murderer Danelo Cavalcante, and it's coming up on 2 weeks since he escaped from that correctional facility. And of course, the news over the last 24 hours is that now he is armed. Fox 29 in Philadelphia has special coverage. Their reporters are stationed all over the new search area. Let's listen to their coverage.
Tonight, Pennsylvania State Police say he's believed to be within a perimeter of South Coventry Township, Chester County, bordered by Routes 23 and 100, Fairview and Nant Mill Roads, and Iron Bridge and County Park Roads.
Now the search shutting down schools for another day in the Owen J. Roberts School District, where students and staff are being told to stay home tomorrow. We have a team of crews out there in Chester County tonight. Steve Keeley spoke to neighbors of the homeowner who confronted Cavalcante.
But first, out to Chris O'Connell in East Nant Mill Township following the latest on this search. Chris.
Well, that search continues tonight, Sheba and Jason. Helicopters in the air, search crews on the ground. A nighttime search crew came in here earlier tonight. They are in the heavily wooded area behind me in what has been identified as about a 10 to 12 square mile stretch of a search area between South Coventry Township and where I stand here in East Nant Mill Township. Take a look at the camera above. You see the perimeter behind me. I want to mention the exact perimeter for folks who are here, who are going through this. Obviously, some sleepless nights for them. The perimeter is Route 24 and Route 100, Fairview Road and Nant Mill Road, Iron Bridge and County Park Roads. That is the perimeter right now around Chester County. We can tell you hundreds and hundreds of law enforcement from state and federal authorities are now in the woods with canine units searching that perimeter. Take a look right now at some nighttime search video from the hundreds of those officers swarming after Cavalcante was last seen on the 1900 block of Fairview Road last night by a woman in a Jeep. That police responded. That instituted the heavy perimeter search around where we are now. Then 2 hours later, getting shot by a homeowner who opened fire, not sure if he was hit or not, but opened fire on Cavalcante 7 times. And after he stole 22 caliber rifle from the garage of that homeowner. Ever since, Cavalcante has been not only on the run, but he is also believed now armed with a 22 caliber rifle. So what we can tell you now is a reverse 911 call is being placed through residents throughout this area tonight. Those text and reverse 911 calls are being repeated through the night. People, state police telling people to stay in their homes, shelter in place. You may hear the search helicopters above, but right now, night 13 of this search for Danelo Cavalcante, he is still not captured. When we have something, we will bring it to you live, and we've been live streaming throughout this whole ordeal on YouTube and Facebook as well, guys.
Thousands of people watching you tonight, Chris, and we'll continue to talk to you as soon as something happens. If it does, we'll go back to you. And PA Governor Josh Shapiro showing his support for law enforcement, visiting the command center in Chester County to get the latest briefing this afternoon on the manhunt. The governor tweeting that the officers are working round the clock to catch the escaped murderer.
I think what we're focused on is apprehending him. We recognize there's going to be ups and downs in these types of situations, and we try and stay even-keeled. That's what I expect of my leadership. That's what I demand of our team, and that's what we're seeing out in the field. Law enforcement, I think, has responded well to each and every piece of information that we've got, and I'm confident we're going to get this guy.
Also, the governor reminding residents near the search area to remain vigilant and to alert police immediately if you see anything suspicious.
Steve, you spoke with some people in the search zone who say they are not taking any chances.
Yeah, we're right on the edge of the perimeter, and for the past 2 weeks, anywhere around here, we've seen lots of law enforcement heavily armed. Well, we went back to the street where Cavalcante was last seen, and tonight we met some heavily armed homeowners.
I think everybody needs to be protected.
Kelly O'Hara is protecting herself with her purple gun wherever she goes around her home, just down the same street from where Danelo Cavalcante was spotted and shot at by her neighbor just last night. How close is that gun to you, in case you need it in a second?
A second.
Let me see. Can I see? Do you feel more comfortable that mom and dad are armed?
Yes, I'd say so.
And her neighbors across Coventryville Road are also locked and loaded. That's doors locked and guns loaded. You have no fear that he's going to pop out of this brush or anything?
Well, I take my own precautions, you know what I mean? Like I have a couple rifles by the door.
One of them is this Ruger M14 223 with 30 rounds. Do you feel more comfortable or more nervous with the guns out here by the door?
I'd rather have it there in case I need to use it.
We are right here on Coventryville Road, just a few doors down from where Cavalcante was spotted here last night. And if you're out there criticizing the police, wondering, why haven't they caught him yet? Why can't they find him? What's taking so long? Well, if you were up here in this thick brush, you would understand why. You can't even see me now, and I'm only about 20 feet or so from where the camera is now. It's thorny, it's thick, it's hard just to walk a few feet at a time. And as I try to come out and make my way, it doesn't take too long to understand why they haven't caught him just yet. It's nearly impossible just to get through here. And in the dark, if you can't see me in the daylight, imagine what it's like looking for him in the darkness of night.
I'm confident they'll get him. You know, it's hard terrain out here. It really is.
You get why they haven't caught him, because you know the land around here and how thick the brush and the woods are, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's so many different places to hide. We have tons of woods. So, I mean, I totally get it.
So no surprise to you that they haven't got him?
Absolutely not.
And so they go to bed tonight wondering again, where is he? Where will he show up next? And will it be close to them again, or even closer the next time? Sheba, Jason?
Great job painting a picture there, Steve, on just how heavy that brush is, and a lot of people saying, oh, how haven't they caught him yet? Well, that just told us you can't see anything. You have to almost rely on your ears to listen for it.
Yeah, you almost need landscaping tools.
Yeah, a machete or something.
To be on the hunt, or a machete to be on the hunt for Cavalcante.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. We'll see you in a little bit. This all started back on August 31st when Cavalcante escaped from the Chester County prison by scaling a prison wall.
There were reported sightings on days 3 and 5, not far from the prison in Pocopson Township. And then this weekend, police say Cavalcante was spotted in the Phoenixville area, and they found a stolen van he was driving abandoned in East Nantmeal.
Now, bringing us to day 12, yesterday when Cavalcante stole a rifle and the homeowner confronted and even fired shots at him, but he got away. Now, Fox 29's been with you for all of this, streaming on air, online, as you can see here. This is Chris O'Connell's report there from where he is, his vantage point. You can see there are lots of authorities on this particular road. He is inside or near the search zone. You can follow Chris anytime and watch his live stream on our YouTube and social media pages as well.
And that is in East Nantmeal Township. Let's send it over to Kathy right now. So, Kath, this is not what the search teams want to hear, but we have storms.
All right, we thank our team there at Fox 29 in Philadelphia. Of course, they have team coverage, and they are stationed all at these locations where the search is being conducted. Especially, it's much more difficult in these nighttime hours as well. I'm Andrew Kraft. Thanks for being with us. We want to put up some tweets, though, from our Fox 29 colleagues there, because it does seem like, and you saw there, some residents are taking matters into their own hands, arming up, because now we know Danelo Cavalcante himself is armed. Take a look at this tweet here from Chris O'Connell. He says, Manhunt update. Federal agents gathering for the nighttime search for Danelo Cavalcante there in South Coventry Township. Now, this is still focused to Chester County, but it has moved township to township to township. So Chris O'Connell also posts this photo here saying that an armed man on a powder blue scooter is on the hunt for Danelo Cavalcante near the search zone. So Chris O'Connell took that photo today of that individual who lives there, who armed up himself. And then, of course, Steve Keeley, you saw this video just in his report. He says homeowners a few doors away from where prison escapee Danelo Cavalcante was last seen are armed and ready in case he hasn't gone far and shows up on their doorsteps. We spent the night with them to ask about their fears and weapons. You heard there from some of those neighbors. Remember, one of their neighbors shot at Cavalcante, Cavalcante taking a .22 caliber rifle with him. That's why he is now armed. So in the meantime, we are as well getting some statements in from Cavalcante's relatives. Now, remember, he hails from Brazil. We know his sister has been taken into the custody of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, there for questioning. We don't know whether or not she's cooperating with authorities, but she is in ICE detention, I believe, still as we speak. I want to put up this statement here because Danelo Cavalcante's mother is speaking out. She just spoke to the New York Times. She says this, her name, Irosima Cavalcante. She says, if it's to go to a place to suffer and die in that place, it's better to die soon. You don't have to suffer so much. So, pretty dire words there from your own mother about all of this, Danelo Cavalcante being the subject of hundreds of law enforcement searching for him. We're almost at the 2-week mark from this. And so still, doesn't seem like there's an end in sight. We've been talking to our reporters live there in Chester County. The frustration is mounting not only amongst law enforcement and officials, but also amongst the wider public there in Chester County. Schools have been closed because of this, and the guidance is to stay at home if you don't need to go out. Of course, Mills Hayes told us earlier this afternoon, well, people still got to go out. They have errands to run. They got to go to their jobs. And so there's this weird juxtaposition at play where you kind of have to go about your everyday life with this lurking in your community. It's a very, very strange feeling. That's what residents there are telling us anyway. So